everyone, welcome back to Mutiny Ranch. I'm Lynn and I am doing an update on this Kratky method of very simple hydroponics that allows you to grow some vegetables in your own home year-round for most of us. So just obviously depends on your setup and space available. But this is my huge bounty of greens that I have grown inside. This is my little spare room. Tiny little spare room that I'm using. I have my rack set up here that I start my seedlings on. This is also where my jars sit for this Kratky method. So I think I have a dozen quart-sized jars here. So quart-sized mason jars I've wrapped in paper. This one's in newspaper, some are in just a paper that comes in with like shipping orders, but it's just water and a little bit of nutrient. And then let me see if I could, they're so packed in here. These little net pots, and inside is like a little pod. I'll put links again to those. So the little pod holds the seed, and then the net pot just keeps that suspended in the water. And when you first start, the little pod, I think this one's coconut coir, touches the water, and then as it grows, the plant grows, it drinks some of the water and the roots grow. And some of these roots are for oxygen needs. So you do want that gap. You don't want to continue to top off the water because you'll drown your plant. And then the longer roots here go and reach for the water. So that's the root system for this. I think this is broccoli, rabe. But various kinds of greens here. Here's some chard. I got a whole bunch of these little, they're like shoebox size plastic containers that we cut holes in. There's the roots on that. Cut holes in them and filled them with water. Put the seeds inside, same setup. The little mesh pots and the little plug to hold the seed. All these were started from seed. Here's some kale. This is dwarf blue kale. And you'll see there's two plants in there, so there's the two roots growing together. And again, they do need that buffer of oxygen. But beautiful kale here. I have some lettuces. This I think is Marvel Bib, some romaine, some salad bowl. This is a red romaine. This is another kind of kale, and pak choi, and a crisp head lettuce. This one's huge. I mean, you could totally make a wrap with this. It's bigger than my hand. Obviously need to do some harvesting. Here's a red chard. So beautiful. You can get some beautiful colors in here. Very diverse plants. Some arugulas. Just all kinds of stuff going on here. I have a newer set under here growing underneath the grow lights to kind of keep this going. So as these big plants start getting harvesting off, and I go through those, the smaller ones will be coming along. So I'm going to start some more today, so I have a constant supply of lettuce greens. But that's a massive, I don't know if you can even tell how much. So for 12 jars, quart-sized jars, and 5 shoebox containers, I have plenty of greens to last us quite a while. So another thing I wanted to mention is the ease of use. So one of the really nice things about growing all of these greens inside and hydroponically is that you literally just trim the leaves. Trim the leaves off. As long as you leave a few leaves, they'll continue to produce for a couple of rounds. But trim the leaves off. I mean, these are clean. There's no dirt, there's no bugs because they've been grown inside. So I can basically eat them, maybe give them a quick rinse. There's no irrigation needed. I just put these Kratky hydroponic things together. Super, super simple. Like I said, after I see them sprout, I add the nutrients, and maybe 2 weeks later I'll add a little bit more nutrients. And that's it. It's all ready to go. So again, this is the Kratky Hydroponics. It's been a while since I did an update, so I thought I'd show these wonderful lettuces and greens. And like I said, this is a crisp head lettuce that was literally grown in a shoebox. Here are those same greens after I harvested the outer leaves. So same exact number of jars, same number of little shoe boxes. This is the same plants, so I just trimmed off outer leaves, some of the bigger leaves of these. As long as you leave a few of the leaves on there, they will continue to produce for a little while. This one I probably could have done a little better job, but so these are like a cut and come again. So trim out the outer leaves, put them back under the light. I did refertilize them and check water levels and topped off as needed. So once again, here's my giant bowl of greens. I just harvested off of 12, I think there's 12 mason jars and 5 little shoebox containers. This is a couple weeks worth of growth. They will continue to produce even though I cut them. I left some leaves on there so they produce more food, but this is about 3/4 of a pound of greens from the Kratky method, all done indoors in my little spare yoga room on this wire rack. I have some inexpensive LED bright whites and grow lights I'll put links to, but just a fantastic way to get fresh greens in your house without having to buy them. And you can try a variety, so I have tons of different varieties here. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Click the bell for notifications when a new video comes out. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram at Tales from the Mutiny. And our blog is talesfromthemutiny.com. Be sure to check out our shopping pages as well for some of our favorite items. And this is stuff that we actually do use. All right, make it a good one, guys.